Good afternoon everyone, my name is Louise Wrathall and I'm responsible for investor relations for Goldbridge's Global Resources. A quick introduction to the company, which is a Kazakh gold miner currently producing about 30,000 ounces of gold a year from its core asset, the Sekisovskoye mine in northeast Kazakhstan. The company was formerly known as Hambledon Mining, and the name change followed the Azabayev family becoming involved in the business. They bought a 65% stake in the company through their vehicle African Resources. The company is listed on AIM with a market cap of about £60 million and has recently announced its plans to move up to a standard listing of the London Stock Exchange before Christmas. During the course of the last 12 months, we've been busy working on a competent persons report with international mining consultants Venom and Deloitte, and we've recently released the findings of this study to the market, and that explains how we're going to increase our production from 30,000 ounces of gold a year to between 100 and 120,000 ounces a year, and to move our operation from open pit to underground. This slide sets out what we see as the key positives of our company. In summary, we see ourselves as an established Kazakh gold miner with a proven track record and a clear path to increasing our annual production by developing the underground mine once the open pit reserves are depleted. Our resources and reserves have been independently appraised to JORC standards, as has our development plan. Operating costs are estimated to be low by industry standards, and at the current gold price, the project still offers an NPV of around $250 million. We've got additional upside potential over and above the Sekisovskoye mine, and that's in the nearby Karasuskoye licence areas on which we've recently acquired an extensive technical database. And we have a supportive shareholder in the Azabayev family. This slide shows our production track record and future potential. We aim to be producing 100,000 ounces of gold annually from 2017, increasing to 120,000 ounces in 2018. This should be achievable as we expect to be accessing higher grade ore when we move to a solely underground operation. Right now our head grade to the mill is about 1.4 grams a tonne, and our new reserve grade is over 4 grams a tonne, so this alone explains the increase in gold production that we expect to achieve with the same plant throughput. On current reserve, we expect a mine life to 2032, but there's potential for this to be extended and or annual production to be increased. This slide shows our year-by-year breakdown of tonnage and grade from 2014 to 2032 from the underground ore. The processing plant, which is modern and built to Western standards, currently has a throughput capacity of 850,000 tonnes a year. But with incremental increases and debottlenecking at a relatively small cost, we think we should be able to lift that to 1 million tonnes a year in 2018, as this chart shows. These production results show both production and cost improvements during the period since the Azabayev family has been involved. Through a combination of operational improvements, tightening our belts in general, and the weaker local currency, we've managed to reduce our operating costs at the mine from over $1,000 an ounce in 2012 to under $750 an ounce in the first half of this year. The competent persons report that we've recently finalised has validated the resources and reserves that we've estimated internally. To a depth of 800 metres, we have both indicated and inferred resources totalling over 5 million ounces. The grade of the indicated resources is over 5 grams a tonne. Importantly, 2.26 million ounces of this is classified as a probable reserve at a grade of over 4 grams a tonne, and that includes mining losses and dilution. We've put some of our better drill results on this slide, and there are more examples in the appendix of this presentation as well, which is available on our website. But longer term, we're very excited about the potential of Sekisovskoye, as intersections such as 39 metres at 5.5 grams a tonne and 45 metres at 6.1 grams a tonne at depth are very encouraging. Cost-wise, we should be producing gold at around $518 an ounce, which equates to just under $60 a tonne of ore mined. That's a cash operating cost, so it doesn't include royalties, corporate admin and sustaining capex, but we should still be very competitive when these aspects are included. We think this is very impressive compared to other gold miners, and this is for several reasons. Firstly, the fact that our development plan includes sinking a shaft, which is a higher initial capex but lower operating cost option than decline development. And also we've got significant cost advantages operating in Kazakhstan, namely power at 2.5 cents per kilowatt hour, diesel at about 85 cents a litre, and low labour costs. Also, the weakening of the local currency has helped to bring our costs down in dollar terms too, and all that means that Kazakhstan is a good place to be based. We're budgeting $130 million in capex to be spent over the next 4 years to complete the underground development and to increase our production from 30,000 ounces a year to between 100 and 120,000 ounces a year, and that figure includes contingency as well. We believe this is relatively low to effectively buy between 70 and 90,000 ounces of annual gold production, and that's because the infrastructure is already in place and the modern processing plant is up and running. This is certainly brownfields expansion rather than starting a new mine from scratch. This slide also shows the NPV at various gold and silver prices, but at the current gold price, this development project has got an NPV of around $250 million. As a company, we think we give comfort to investors that we're already profitable on the relatively small scale production that we're currently delivering. We made a net profit of $1.5 million in 2013 and of $3.8 million in the first half of this year. In terms of the balance sheet, we've got a $10 million loan with the EBRD, and we ended June this year with over $18 million in cash. Some creditors have since been repaid and we've spent some additional capex, but we're still in a very comfortable position with a cash generative mine. At around this time last year, we spent $27 million buying a technical database of the licensed areas surrounding our Sekisovskoye mine. This is a huge area of over 190 square kilometres called Karasuskoye. Lots of work has been done on these licensed areas in the past, and internally we believe there could be around 9 million ounces of gold in these areas, and that's in accordance with historic GKZ estimates. We're awaiting confirmation that we've been successful in obtaining this mining licence, and assuming this is achieved in the near term, we plan to start work on the property as soon as possible. We're going to be twinning holes and doing some metallurgical test work simply to validate the work that's been done in the past. I'm not going to dwell too much on the next two slides, which are our management team and board, but the key point here is that our chairman is Kana Azabayev and our CEO is Aydar Azabayev, and they represent our 65% shareholder. The family is well regarded and experienced in the Kazakh natural resources sector. To wrap up our presentation, I just wanted to highlight our achievements since the relaunch of the company, since the name change to Gold Bridges. We have validated our ore body to international standards, and we've identified a clear development strategy. We've managed to reduce our cost base, and we've improved our local relationships significantly. And in the coming years, we look forward to producing in excess of 100,000 ounces of gold a year, further exploring Sekisovskoye at depth, and hopefully expanding into the nearby licence areas, assuming that our application is confirmed. Thank you.